Good morning, boys and girls. This week we are going to begin our investigation of different earth materials, starting by looking at some rocks. One of the things that we were hoping that you've done over the weekend, or if not today, is that you get to go out to your yard or a park nearby with your adults and you get a bunch of rocks together. I would say try to get about 10 to 12 rocks. They don't need to be big rocks. Here are some of the examples of rocks that I've picked. They can just be small rocks that you hold in your hand. We want you to find rocks that are different colors, different sizes, different shapes. You can find some rocks that may be way more than other ones. Look for ones that have different textures. Some might be smooth, some might be really bumpy, some might be kind of pointed. You're going to be using these rocks to help you learn about the different properties of rocks and how earth materials are useful to humans. So today we're going to have a question here that says, what happens when rocks are rubbed together? So we're going to look at these three different rocks. I have scoria. This is a rock that comes from volcanoes. As it dries out, you can see it's got all these little holes in it. It's very kind of rough feeling. Some of your moms or sisters may have something called pumice that they use on their feet in the shower. It would be very similar to this. And then I have a rock called basalt. This is another volcanic rock. This is a rock that's formed as lava is drying. And then the last one I have is called tuff. This is a rock that's made from the ash that shoots out of a volcano. So as the ash falls down, it layers up and then pressure puts it together and makes it into this little rock. These are the three rocks that I'm going to be using today. So I'm going to take my rocks and I'm just going to rub them together over a white piece of paper, any white piece of paper. And then we kind of just need to see what happens as we rub the rocks together. So I might do these two rocks first. Then I might take these two rocks and rub them together. Then I might take the scoria and the basalt rub together. And as you're rubbing the rocks really hard, you should start to notice that you get, looks like dust down here. In fact, that's what we actually call it, rock dust. So as these two rocks are being weathered down through force, friction, rubbing them together, little tiny pieces of the rock break off and it turns into rock dust. This is actually the way sand is created. Rocks rubbing down and breaking down into smaller pieces. When you go into your seesaw activity today, what you're going to do is draw a picture of your rock dust. Now, I just have a blue pen. I forgot to bring some crayons with me from school, but I'm just going to make a bunch of little dots all over my paper to kind of show what the rock dust looks like. And then I'm going to use one of my text features. I'm going to write a label, rock dust. Now, I just need to write what I observe. When I rub rocks together, I make rock dust. The rocks break into tiny pieces. Period. All I have to write 1 to 2 sentences describing what happens when I rub the two rocks together. So if you have found some rocks already from your yard, get a white piece of paper and rub them together to see if you can create rock dust. If you haven't found any rocks yet, see when is a good time for you to go either to the park or out into your yard and find some small rocks that you can then come back and rub together. This is our first example of what happens with some rocks. We are going to be looking at these specific rocks more in future lessons this coming week. Have a great day, boys and girls.